Good afternoon, folks. My name is John Willis Evans Jr. My daddy named me that because he liked his name. But I haven't liked it for some 60 years now. I don't think much of it. But there was a lady that knew Jackie really well, or Jackie knew of her. And this lady's name was Elizabeth Cotton. She was a folk guitar player. And Libba wrote a song called Frieght Train. You might have heard of it if you were around in the 60s. And Frieght Train was her signature song. But I want to tell y'all a little story about this lady, Elizabeth Cotton. Back when she was born in the middle of the 1880s, it was the coldest January 5th recorded in the history of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Her mama's name was Aunt Lou. Her name was Louisa, but everybody in Chapel Hill called her Aunt Lou, and she was a midwife. And midwifery is a wonderful profession because it gets you in everybody's house. And everybody, sooner or later, wants to have a midwife around. Because, you know, back in them days, you didn't go to the hospital to have your babies. Babies were born at home. Now, I'm getting feedback on this. Where's John, bro? I need to turn this down. Hold on, folks. I can't stand that roaring in my ear. Let's see here. If I step back behind me. That's better. Good, okay. I don't want y'all to hear it either. So anyway, on that cold January morning, Elizabeth Libba Cotton was born. But I want to fast forward a little bit to the time she was about 8 years old. She had been going to school about 3 years or so. And her mom and daddy, George and Louisa, had other children. They had George Jr., they had James Garfield, named for the president, and they had Robert, who they called Tat, named after President Lincoln's son. And she had a sister, and her name was Louise also. Now, she was born left-handed. Any left-handers here? Isn't it wonderful to be left-handed? Well, I wouldn't know because I'm right-handed, but she was left-handed. And she wanted to play a banjo like her big brother George. Well, George kept the banjo at home, and the Neville's home was always full of stories and music. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a story her daddy told her, and she told my grandmama, and my grandmama told my mom, and my mama told me, so I know it's true. They had a friend named Susie. And you know, in the springtime in North Carolina, blackberries come out late spring, early summer. So Susie, she went out to pick some blackberries, kind of, you know, you're picking berries, you got to be careful, because you get them red bugs on you, and they sting. But if you get them good berries, it don't matter, does it? Because you go home and make your good old cobbler, or you put up some preserves, you forget all about them stings of the red bugs. But Miss Susan went out to get her some blackberries. And there was an old nosy lady who's always want to get in everybody's business. And so she heard Susan was sick after picking blackberries. And she asked, she said, I heard Susan was sick. She went out picking blackberries. You know what happened to the poor child? You know, the friend said, yes, I do. She said, Miss Susan went out to pick them blackberries, and about midday, you know, she squatted down beside of a log to pick. And she was being an old cotton mouth fire. Come along and bit Susie smack dab and hurt a lot of cooter. So she said, well, God, how is Miss Susie? She said, oh, Susie's fine, but it killed that snake as dead as it did. See, these are the kind of stories you tell when you don't have a TV and a radio and a phone while a man telling stories, you know? So when little sis was about 8 years old or so, she happened to be on the porch. And old nosy neighbor, Winter Tyler, lived 2 doors down. So Winter Tyler told Aunt Lou one day, she said, Lou? And Aunt Lou said, yes, Miss Tyler. She said, I want to tell you something about little sis. She said, well, what is it? She said, well, I know sis is a good girl, Aunt Lou, and you love her very much. She said, I do. She's my baby. She's my sugar. She's my sweetie. I love that little girl. She said, well, I want to tell you, she had your Sunday meeting hat on yesterday, prancing around in the yard with it on, throwing it all up in there and everything. And little sis was standing there, and when she heard Miss Mary say that, she loved Miss Mary so much, she used to do errands for Miss Mary, you know. And she heard Miss Mary say that, and before she knew it, she looked up at Miss Mary and said, Miss Mary, that's a doggone lie. As soon as you got that L in the aisle, Aunt Lou's hand was about as quick as that cottonmouth doctor. She caught little sis right on the side of her mouth. Backhand slapped her right in the mouth. It hurt Aunt Lou more than it did sis, because she had never put her hands on her baby. She loved her. But Widow Tyler was happy, you know. Oh, thank you, Aunt Lou. I told you that girl, she's sweet, but you know, ain't none of them perfect. And she went back down her house. What? So Lou said to sis, she said, sis, baby, I love you, but you can't back talk old grown people, especially old widows like Miss Tyler. She thinks a lot of you, you can't do that. She said, but Mom, she said, all right, no buts. I'm gonna have to punish you now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. But I think I'm gonna keep you in the house for all next week. And you know, little people, how it is right now, don't you want to be outside? But you want to just stay in the house? Oh, y'all got games to play in the house now, but back then, wasn't nothing to do in the house, you just in there. So sis, though, had a secret, and that secret was she had got a new friend, and that new friend's name was Stella. And sis used to take Stella like this, and she'd play it. Stella was a 6-string Sears pattern guitar. That means they use it to teach other people how to play, just when people go in the store and play with it. Well, sis had that, and she couldn't think of nothing better than to be home all by herself with her music. And you know what she was going to write a song about? Old Mary Tyler, you know that. So sis got the strumming and the picking, she was trying to pick the song, and she come home from school and she go right in the house, didn't go nowhere. So she started writing this tune. It kind of went like this. I can't sing good as she did, because she was a professional singer, and I'm just a singer because I like to hear myself in the bathroom singing. It went like this. It went, there's one old woman lost in this town. Keep her telling her lies on. Wish to my soul that old woman would die. Keep her telling her lies on me. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Know this life I'm living is mighty high. I want y'all to say that with me. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Come on now. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. One more time. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Know this life I'm living is mighty high. Been all around this whole round world, Lord, I just got back today. I work all the week, honey, and I give it all to you. Honey, baby, what more can I do? Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Come on now. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Oh, baby, there ain't no lie. Know this life I'm living mighty high. Well, sis would sing that real song, but she played it real loud. And this Widow Tyler would be downwind, you know, so the wind would be blowing the other way. She couldn't really hear the words, she was hard to hear. She'd say, sis, never. And little sis said, yes, ma'am, Miss Mary. She said, what is that beautiful song you playing and singing? She said, oh, Miss Mary, just something I made up. Well, you know, old Miss Widow Tyler died. She never knew the song was about her. And Aunt Lou eventually died. And she never knew the song was about Miss Tyler either. But you and I know that that song was about Miss Tyler. So who had the last laugh? A little 8-year-old girl who learned how to play the guitar. But that is not the end of this story, like Roy said. The story ends like this. You notice I've been calling her little sis. But she was in her 2nd year of elementary school. And she went to school, and the teacher called her little sis. Everybody called her little sis, because her mama and daddy didn't name her. Georgie had a name, Robert had a name, James Garfield had a name, her sister Louise had a name, but they didn't name little sis because they fought about what to name her. Her daddy wanted to name her one thing, her mom wanted to name her another, they just called her little sis, didn't even name her. 2 years she went to school, and the teacher called her when they call the roll, you know, they say, little sis Nettles, and she said, here. So in her 3rd year of school, the teacher said, little sis, don't you have a name? Now I want to ask y'all, do you all have names? Do your dogs have names? Do your cats have names? Do your car have a name? Poppy dog, well, we name everything, don't we? I call this stick my girlfriend. My wife don't like it, but this stick is my girlfriend because she helped me get around. You know, she's always with me. Between her and my wife, I can't keep nothing. But we named everything. But little sis didn't have a name. So that day, when the teacher said, little sis, do you have a name? She got the biggest smile on her face, and she said, yes, ma'am, I have a name. And she said, well, sis, what is your name? She said, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Neville is my name. To the day she died, Elizabeth Cotton was little sis or sis to everybody she knew. But she named herself. What a smart girl she was. With a 3rd grade education, Elizabeth Cotton ended up going to Russia, China, Australia, all over these United States, and was an ambassador for folk music. So I want y'all to remember, children, especially you young, remember that your name is important. Do something with your life, whether it's writing a song or a story about an old nosy neighbor down the street, or whether it's looking up at the clouds in the Carolina blue sky, don't have no clouds today, and writing about how beautiful it is, or writing about a story you heard today that you like. Do something so that your name will be remembered by other people, just like the girl without a name, Elizabeth Neville. Thank y'all very much.
John E. Yeah. Well, y'all, I think